Hey, Chris Jenkins, credentialed member of the media, covering the Carolina Panthers for the Charlotte Vibe, aka Man of the People, and I earned that title because I love to work for the fans of the Carolina Panthers. Questions that you have, I'm always working those comments, trying my best to answer all of them. But the best way to do that, join us online live, okay? So if you're new to the channel, we do go live like really pretty much all the time. All of our videos are live, and we do that so we can interact with you. So if you haven't subscribed, please do, and also hit that bell notification. That way you can get the alert, jump online, and ask me your questions. All right, I'm here. I'm here for you guys. All right. So Carolina Panthers are continuing to have practice, getting or training as they get ready for OTAs and all that other stuff. We don't have access to the players every day, not this week, but we will have access to some coaches. So a few interviews took place today with the offensive line coach as well as the tight ends coach, James Campen, offensive line, and Tilly for the tight end. So I'm just going to recap those for you briefly. And I see a few people jumping in. Ali Broderick, what's going on? Appreciate you tuning in. But if anybody comes in, ask away. So let's go ahead and jump on into it. So James Campen, offensive line coach, has some good weapons. He has a really good front. Last year, Akeem Ikwanu was drafted. This year, Chandler Savala was drafted. Those guys played together at NC State, along with, the rest of the good guys, or what they call that package, the Arby's package, the where's the meat package. Our offensive line has gotten better in recent years, and I know everybody's eager for evaluations. I like to say I need to see a little bit more, but today, Campen did speak about the development of Savala. Went to play, hit the wrong button.
The thing about it's like with all the guards, and there's other ones too. I mean, there's Nash, Deontay. There's other ones too that are in that hunt, and so, if any of those guys, and who knows where they're going to be at for training camp and all that. That's yet to be seen. But there's a lot of good ball players right there in the middle, and it's going to be a lot of fun to see how it shakes out because they're all competitive, they're all tough. From what we've seen out of the young guys so far, with even Dorenzo and Ricky Lee, these guys are smart. They study. They're studying together in the hotel across the street, and it's evident because you come in. We have rookie meetings and extra time with them. We're allowed to, and they're answering the questions. And so that's always, as a coach, you really like that. They're self-starters, self-motivated. So competition is going to be very, very high this year.
So not a lot of really analysis other than saying, and it's just really hard to do that right now because you have not seen much. I think technically this is going to be the start of the second week of, some organized practices, if you will. Last week was the rookies. This week is the first time that the veterans are getting in there with the rookies. So it's just a lot of just newness. But again, here to bring you news every day that there's some news out of the Panthers organization about this team. And Bryce Young, not the tallest of guys. And I got to say this. I know some people are like, man, we got to keep talking about Bryce Young's height. Well, today was an interesting question brought to Campen about the fact that last year with Baker Mayfield, who didn't like me asking him about, like, man, are you gonna do something? Can you do a drill? Can you do something to make me feel like you care about these batted balls? But it's a team sport, and people come to the rescue of their quarterback. And so last year, when Baker Mayfield was having some of those problems with batted balls, one of the things that came out was people saying, hey, we got to help Baker out. The linemen have to help keep the guys' hands down and give them lanes to throw in. I think that's a little bit of a stretch. That's your job. Other than, trying to keep a 300-pound guy in front of you is probably the primary job. And the other thing is kind of like, hey, by the way, while you're at it, try to do this. But nevertheless, Campen talked about, will there be an emphasis on trying to have the offensive linemen keep the hands down for those defensive linemen so that Bryce Young can have some better passing lanes?
I don't think so. I think you know, you emphasize getting the hands down, whether you have. I mean, I remember a couple years ago when I was with the Chargers, and you know, Justin had a few batted downs, and it was because we weren't clearing out spots for him, and so it really doesn't, you know, it doesn't make any difference. We're going to, you know, pass block, create space, and keep our guys at the line of scrimmage, and that's our job to do. So that doesn't, it's not going to be any emphasized any more or less than it has any year.
So there you go. Absolutely no emphasis on keeping the hands down for Bryce, and I don't think you have to go that extra mile. You don't want to start having that thing come in guys' hand like, hey, he's short, we got to do this. Hey, he's short, we got to do that. No, just play the game how the game is supposed to be played. Let Bryce, with his skill set, do what he's best at, and it should just all work out from there. So there was, again, Campen, offensive line coach, on a few different subjects there on the line, as well as on the development of the Chandler Zavala draft pick, as well as the technique of keeping the hands down on the defensive lineman. Let's go over to our tight ends, which, you know, we have some decent tight ends, respectable tight ends, but these guys that we have really been more of the run blocking tight ends, right? We have not had anything resembling a Greg Olsen tight end since he's left that could actually catch the ball. And if you looked at the stats, I think our tight ends had collectively 3 touchdowns last season, all right? You have a top guy, and I know like a Travis Kelce is like a phenomenal person. His stats alone just blow away our stats as a team. But even if you look down at, you know, go down to the top 10 guys, we still do not have a solid pass catching tight end. And so some people wondered about, with the draft that was recent, why didn't we try to get a tight end? Or what are we going to do about the tight end? So here we go. We're going to play John Lilly talking about the reason that we did not draft a tight end and his current view on the tight ends that we have on the roster. By the way, let me say this before I get off here. Chris Johnson, appreciate you tuning in. He says, what's up? Hey, what's going on? And also, good opportunity to plug this. Hit the like button, okay? It really helps me out. If you've already subscribed, if you've already turned on notifications, the best way to help us grow, and I need to grow, the bigger we grow, the more we can do. Just hit the like button. It helps other Panthers fans find out about this channel, and it also helps me when I go to get these players and coaches, when they see, because they check it out, they see what your viewership is like, and they get more excited when there's more people that are watching. So please consider doing that. Let's go ahead and John Lilly talking about the Carolina Panthers tight ends.
Well, I think part of not drafting a tight end is because we did have a pretty good feeling about the room as it exists right now. And really all those guys, as we've been out there, particularly being on the field the last, whatever it's been, 3-4 weeks, it's been really good for us, and it's been interesting to be able to see the guys move around, the way they learn, the way they work, all those kind of things, and obviously adding Hayden to the mix in there. But I think there's a lot of potential in the room, and I think that's probably where that decision stemmed from.
There you go. They think the room is good. They think they have talent within the room. They could still be looking to see what could happen with some free agents out there. But right now, they're going with what's in the room. So that's going to be your report for today, Wednesday, May 17th. I did not want to get that wrong. So, yes, I looked at the calendar. But that's your report for today, Wednesday, May 17th. There'll be another availability with some coaches tomorrow. So continue to stay tuned. Look for a video from me tomorrow regarding the conversation with the coaches, and if there's any other breaking news. So appreciate everybody watching very much. Enjoy your evening. It's Chris Jenkins reporting for Charlotte Vibe.